Hey guys, it's Invader Akira. Today I'm actually doing two reviews. One on the 144 high grade Barbatos, or however you pronounce it, from Iron Blooded Orphans, and I'm also doing his character stand that you can buy separately. They have one of him, Orga, and a few of the other characters, but I got Mika's to go with the Barbatos. It seems rather fitting, but so we're going to move on to the review. I actually really did like this one. He holds his poses rather well. He comes with both his weapons. So you got one here, and then you have him holding the katana. He also came with the parts for an extra arm. So it's like he comes with the armor pieces on the arm. The one I have on there right now is the one that matches the left or the right one, because this is his left arm. So there wasn't much of a difference between it. It's just like this one has like the extra armor pieces here and here, whereas the other one, move stuff here, whereas the other one has the blue on both sides. So he actually holds his poses rather well. His joints stay together phenomenal, especially with how they did the joints on this one. It's a little bit different. I'm just going to pull them off the stand here and see if I can stand them up and show you. And here's what the plate looks like. It's a few pieces, and I'll try and break it down for you here shortly. But let's see if I can have them stand here, because I did have them as a pose on the box. I'll probably put that at the beginning of the video, even though you'll see it by the time you hear this, but so I'm trying to stylize them right now, so hold on a second. And so his joints are actually they're well done. They're stiff, but I find that it's decent how stiff they are, just because it means that he can hold his poses a little better. Let's see if I can have him stand right here. Okay. So yeah, he actually stands rather well on his own. He's not really back heavy or anything, so I thought that was pretty awesome. And so I'll switch his weapons out real quick. It's like you only have to just take the backs of his hands off to switch out his weapons, which I thought was awesome. You don't really have to worry about like the knuckles and stuff like that as you would on the other high grades, because like some of the other high grades, they had it to, or I'm pretty sure you can tell by looking at them. See if I have. Yeah, like on this high grade from the last video, it's like you have to separate his hands like that rather than just taking the guard off. By taking the guard off, it's a little bit easier for me than doing the knuckles, because it means that when they're holding it, that's the weak points here, and so it's just going to come off. Whereas here, it's like if the weak point is on the back, and it's only going to come off if you're pulling on it or something. And even then, yeah, it's like his whole hand's going to come off rather than any part of the hand. So I'm trying to lean him forward, because that was one of the things I was a little in about this particular one. His feet joints are really different on this one. So I'm trying to see if my camera will show, but yeah, this is totally different type of joint. Here, I can pull this off there real quick, and we'll put them down. Yeah, the joint is a little bit different, and I just pull that piece off. Yeah, it's like you still have your ball joint, but like this piece goes all the way around. He actually, yeah, it's a lot of flexibility for a foot, especially with a high grade. And so they're getting awesome with these high grades, and detail wise, and it's just the joints are phenomenal in this particular one. But it's like his foot guard, or it's like he has like a little foot guard or whatever you want to call that, comes up. Yeah, but it's like his feet are better than some of the other high grades that I've built in the past. But it's like that's also kind of like a disadvantage too with these, because it's you have to put them a certain way. They'll do whatever they want, but if you don't have them planted correctly, stuff like that happens, where you just kind of falls forward. So it's like you kind of have to pose him a certain way. And it's like once you can get, it's like as long as his feet are flat, he seems like he can stay up relatively easy. So it's like he's in a pose like that. So I was able to get him, as I said before, I was able to get him on the pose that's on the box too. So I thought that was pretty awesome. It's like, and yes, I am aware that his shoulders right here are supposed to be yellow. I tried to paint them, didn't work out so well. It's because I did actually paint in his, I'm going to call them the on symbols, because that's what they, or the power symbol, because that's what it looks like to me. I did paint like his various symbols on him. And it's like I also did the lining, of course. But yeah, I tried to do the yellow on his shoulders. Didn't work out so well. It's like I had to strip the paint because I just didn't like the way that the paint marker was working out on it, because I was using the Gundam paint marker, but those are a little known to be a little on the thick side. Because I also did the markings with the paint, with the Gundam paint marker, but I also used, see if I can get him to stand. There we go. I also used these really, really fine Q-tips. So they're pointed. The Tamiya actually makes these. I'm just trying to remember like which ones they were called exactly, because it's been a while since I've had to buy these. But I went through a crap ton of them trying to get the lining done. But it's like you get pointed Q-tips and kind of dip it in the Gundam marker. When you press down on it, you can get a little bit more of the liquid to come out, and you can actually press down on it, and when you do that, you can just use that to paint. So it's like just kind of brush the excess off, and you can actually paint through the stuff. But yeah, so otherwise his joints are really good. It's like his shoulders actually are separate pieces. This is how they have you put it together. They have you put it together with this arm and without the shoulders initially. But one thing that it was pointed out to me, because I never realized it, or I never really took notice to it, at the beginning of each episode up to before they changed the intro, they actually show him progressively getting more armor, because initially they showed him without, let me pull these off. They initially showed him without the shoulders on there, saying, you know, that, now I'm pulling his arm off, so yeah, saying how strong the shoulders are on this thing. I'm trying to keep it on there. So it's like, yeah, they have you initially building him with the shoulders bare. I'll switch the arms out too so you can actually see that. Yeah, it only just switches out the joint. You don't have to switch anything else out. So I thought that was pretty cool. You just have to switch the fist off of it, but I actually like them better with the blue on rather than that, because it's not so much that I'm not a big fan of asymmetrical stuff, because yeah, it's like it doesn't really bother me. But it's just, I like the way it looks better. Let me put these back on. Alright. So yeah, in his joints, you know, it's like he can actually rotate pretty well. So he doesn't, the joints actually don't come off unless you put a little force behind him. It's like his knees actually bend all the way backwards. For the most part. It's like, well, as much as they can with skirt armor on with this piece on there. So, yeah, so he actually, the arms are, you know, other than this one because I keep pulling on it. There. Oh, that's because it's snapping into place. But his arm actually stays on there pretty well. His joints are, they actually stick. His hand moves freely, but it actually stays wherever I put it. Shoulders are a bit different. It's like the joints are a bit different on these. So, of course, you got your ball joint, and you have the other end here. It's like it actually stays. It's actually pretty decent. I'm about to pull this shoulder off again. The waist, that's the only thing that's always got me about this particular Gundam. I just don't like how exposed it is, I guess. But it's like his waist is actually really, really, I can't think of the word to describe it, but it actually stays in place. He can lean forward, he can go back. So he can actually lean side to side rather well, and he keeps the poses rather well. And of course, you got the head movement. Try not to block it. I keep blocking stuff here. It's like his head moves rather well, and it actually stays wherever. So, he moves his head side to side rather well too. So this kit, like, it just comes together. It came together really nice. He also has the backpack part as well. You can actually take the pods off the backpack. See if I can here. I don't remember if that part also is. Yeah, you can actually take the pods off. I don't remember if this part comes off. Supposed to come off for it or not. But because as far as I know, I don't think they sell it by itself. I haven't seen it by itself, but you get you could take the parts off there, and then you also get these 2 extra pegs to put into it, like in his backpack, to attach him to the transport that you see in the anime. It's like the thing that actually houses this big thing and his sword, well, when he first deploys after they get it together for him. But you have that part too. But as far as I know, it does not come it doesn't come separate, because I know with that kit it's like $50 or something like that. I don't remember how much it is exactly, but you can actually buy that kit, and it comes with this one as well. So this one here, anywhere from $10 to $15. But that particular one is like almost 50, but it also comes with the extra part. It's kind of like the backpack from G Reco for the G Self. So the extra big backpack. I'm not too sure what it's called because I didn't really watch that one. I tried to watch it and got 3 episodes in, and I decided I didn't much care for it. But yeah, it's like you got the extra pieces that come for that as well. So I thought that was pretty interesting. But like in the instructions, it makes it sound like it does come separate, but I have yet to see it. Oh, and then you got these parts right here that actually holds the weapons. I'm trying to remember how I had it in there, because I had it on there. Now I can't even put it back on there. There. So you can put the katana on there, and you can actually put this on there as well, but I don't want to take it out of his hand. But yeah, it's like his backpack does hold both his weapons. So, but that one, this one I would recommend to buy. He's actually one of the better high grades I've put together here recently. Again, I'm rather surprised with the amount of technology that they have behind these high grades, and just building older ones and then building newer ones, and you can actually see the jump that they've made between the old ones and the new ones. Okay, so now we can move on to this one. Let's see if I can pop this off there so you can see the separate pieces. Okay. Yeah, this stand is a few separate pieces. Yeah, it's like the pivot point actually comes out. You can't actually move it while it's on there. It's kind of, well, mine I can. It's like it's kind of stiff. You have the extra pieces that you would adjust for him to get on there, or for him to be on there. And the awesome thing about this one as well is that you can actually use this piece here as a stand holder. So you can kind of like lean it against it. I'm trying to remember how it had it in the thing. I was like, I might not be able to replicate it here because I'm trying to remember how the instructions had it. Because the instructions are actually in the box on this thing, but I didn't tear the box down because I kind of got an idea how to put it together. Didn't really seem like it was difficult. There's also an extra piece here. You can put it on the bottom, and if you have more than one, you can actually connect them all together. Trying to make sure I'm showing it. It's kind of like the action bases where you have that extra piece that you have on there, and you can actually put it back on there so you don't lose it. But this thing is just only a few pieces. You have your top plate, and you have the animation, or not the animation, the drawing picture, whatever you want to call it, and you have the base plate that goes underneath that keeps it from coming out. So if I can pull this off here, can't even hold on to anything. And you just like kind of set it in there, and then you make sure the holes align, and it sticks on there like that. It's like it kind of stays together like that, but you also have the feet on this to put on there, and it kind of keeps it together. Or you can actually take, let's see if I pull it out, take the peg out, or take the peg out of the base, and you can actually stick it here if you wanted, rather than here. I think that was the other thing, is that you can actually keep that on there. Let's see if I can, I don't even remember how it went together now that I'm thinking about it. But you can actually like hang it on there, hang it like that, or you can actually just put it through there. But it's like the way that I put it on there was kind of along the lines of that. Yeah, it's like the joints on this one's rather stiff too, but that's always good. But of course, too much of a good thing can still occur. So I'll put him back on there because he has the peg through the crotch, that's where you put them. But yeah, so you can actually just move it around, do whatever, put it in a pose. And it's like with the intro of the video, I had him as one of the box poses. So I'm trying to do, that's how I test it to see how good the joints and the posability are on it. It's just pose it how it is on the box. But coming down to it, I would recommend that you get both. If you do like this series, or if you don't even watch the series, be like me when I first started. I didn't watch any of the series. My first Gundam to put together was actually the Master Grade Death Scythe, and I had never seen any of the Gundam series up until well after I put that one together. But if you like the way it looks, I would recommend it. I am waiting for the 1/100 high resolution. I'm just on the fence about cost because I did see how detailed it was. I'm just not sure if I want to pay 135, 140, or however much. I just know it's in the hundreds somewhere. If I want to pay that price, I'm just not sure. It's like I have to actually see it, not just see pictures of Bondi showing it off. It's like I want to actually see it. But the details on it's like, that's fantastic. But I'm not sure if I like the series that much to have it. But, it's like, we'll see how much more this particular Gundam evolves throughout the course of the series. We're already halfway through the series from my understanding, so, it's like he's holding his own. I think I might buy buy the weapons pack if I can find it. But I would recommend to buy both. Excuse me. Definitely. And this is actually the end of it. I don't really have much more I can say about it. But please like and subscribe for more.